Today we're going to make coffee filter flowers, trying to stick with crafts that we can do with stuff you have around the house without no need to go out and purchase or get into crowds or whatever. So these flowers actually look pretty good when you put them together. I did some with painting. I used kids, children's, they're watercolors. You can use acrylic paint, watered down. You can use watercolors, watered down. These paint up pretty easy. I'll do one in a little bit. And I also dyed a bunch of them with food coloring. Everybody has food coloring. My daughter was astonished that I had some 2008 food coloring, but hey, it still colors paper. So to make the white flower, you need 6 coffee filters separated. So you use 3 for your outer petals and 3 for your inner petals. Now, for each bunch, you're going to fold them in half. This will be our center bunch. We'll do the middle first. And fold it in half again, and then we'll do it again. And then we want the center to be shorter, lower. So we're going to, let's go in like this and make several scallops or even points. These look a little like peonies in the spring, but we can also probably get them to look like mums for the fall. Ooh, that's a little too pointy. Okay. Get that fixed. So that's our inner flowers. And then, same thing with the second 3 filters. Fold them. And I'm just going to do 1 general scallop. Now, the more you fold them, of course, the thicker they get, the harder they are to cut. But if you're just going to do 1 fold, maybe not so much. There we go. That's probably a little better to cut, just like that. Yay. So, our outer petals are not a lot. That's okay. We'll separate and stagger the filters, so your petals are not all exactly the same. And then we take the center 3 and also we put them in the middle and also stagger those so they kind of come up. Sort of, you know, like a flower. Oh, there we go. No. Easier when they're laying down. Stagger, stagger, stagger. So here we go like this. Okay, and you get your bunch. Now, I've seen this done several different ways. If you want to put them on a wire, this is where you can do it. You pierce it through the center and pull your wire through and then bunch it. I've done that, and I've also done it with just the stapler and then added the wire later, although that can be a little tedious. But to just make the flower, because I'm actually making a bunch of these and attaching them to a wreath frame for your door. You could do this any season, as long as you know it's not getting hit with rain, because most of these colors are going to be watercolor. Our watercolors, they'll run, and then you'll have a rainbow door if you do that. So then you staple, and you got a little handle to hold your flower on. So that's the basic premise of the flowers. So when I made, let's see, this one And there's another one that's got pink. Yep, this one. It's like a pink and a pink, two-tone pink. I used the kid paints. So I'm gonna try this one and this one. I got two colors, red and green, glass bowls, the paint, and use a little bit of green. Ooh, a lot of bit of green. And stirring. And some water. Kind of make it a little. Okay, because you know coffee filters, they absorb pretty quick. So let's do a green flower. Something. Well, I will set. So the way that I did the pink one, I had a different kind of container. So this is a little bit smaller, but we'll try it. So I've got like, oops, that much paint, and I'm just gonna kind of swoosh it in. So, whoa, that's good. Ooh, that's nice. So. Got a brush and just kind of brush it. So the paint dries very different than the food dye dries. So I don't know if I'll just let this one decide what it wants to be. There. I think I'm gonna let that one dry just like that. Like that. And then we'll break out the red. For the flower that has the stem on it. Chemistry, but more fun. These paints I found at Dollar General in the kids toys section. They were $1 a jar. It doesn't, I assume they're watercolors because they do wash off stuff, your skin, but it doesn't say specifically. It just, well, it says washable all over it. This might be a little more pinky than ready, but we'll see. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's bright red. It's nice. Yeah, very red. Take it and oh, I'm glad I have this one's a little more got more water in it than the green, so that'll actually be good. Get the ends. So I bet you this would dry pretty fast, and I could then stick it in the green. I could cross paint the two of them so they're both green and red. That might be neat. We'll leave them laying here. See how much they dry. Yay. So that was the, okay, so that's making the white ones using the kids paint watercolors to just paint them. We did, when we dyed our coffee filters, we stuck the already made flowers. We just put the ends in like this and let it dry like that, and came up with, that's what it turned out. That's what we got. So, I mean, this is all experiment and it's fun to do. I do have some pre-cut of the color of the pre-dyed. I don't know that I'm gonna put paint on them. Maybe I should. So the top three are staggered. This one I'll go ahead and I'll put the stem in to show you how to do that if you want to try that. A little more complicated than just the staple, although not really. I mean, okay, so you have them laid out like you want them, and you get a piece of, I got some floral wire here. It probably would be better to have floral tape, but I did not have that, so I'm just improvising with what I have. And then cut off a little bit. I don't that much. So pretty similar to sewing, one of my favorite things. Pick a center, and then you're gonna have to do a little hole on either side. And I found I need to find a nail to do this, but I found using a pin, a straight pin, to pierce the 6 holes, and then of course this one makes the paper clip makes a bigger hole, and then I need a second hole. Well, probably should put this through first so I don't lose it. Okay, and then a second hole. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but again, sitting around just putting stuff together with things I have. There we go. And okay, so a needle pulling thread. So we pull that through like that, somewhat evenly. You get that in the middle, that in the middle, and then you just kind of close it up. Pull that, twist it the best thing, as tight, I guess, as you can. But you do this, and again, I mean, these are like tissues, right? They're coffee filters. They're not that sturdy. So what I didn't like was this, you know, the dangling flower head. So I went ahead and crunched it up like I was gonna staple it, and then I stapled it over where the wire went through, and then I pulled it through, and then opened up my flour. Crunch, 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 crunchy. That looks good. I think I like the pre-dyed ones, although I might dye the, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So it's still kind of, I'll take it and, I don't know, fold it around and around. Just make it tight. I guess if you had floral tape or masking tape or even Scotch tape, because I have Scotch tape, and yeah, that works. And it's invisible. Although it probably wouldn't paint very well. But who's going to see that part? Alright. So there we go. And twist this and take a bunch of them and put them together and put them in a vase. And when they fade away, when they fade, we can make new. Okay, so let's see how it's seeping. I think we should go ahead and try and dip the bottom in the green and see how that will look. Because, you know, it's all about experimenting and playing around. Plus I get the paints out. And it's fun. Fun. Okay. So do the green here. And try to get pretty good coverage, although it will travel on the paint, on the filters. And it does also. These dry funny looking. I mean, they're funny looking when they're wet. When they're dry, they're neat. So I'll just say that right off the bat. That dry, and the green will tint into the red, and then you can do the other one. Ooh, a little paint everywhere. It's okay. I'll take this one. It's easier to do without the. This one came out a little fuller. There. Maybe let's try it this way too. Ooh. It's going. Look at that. It's bleeding through. There we go. Ooh, nice and wet. I'm gonna bring it this way. Very wet. And then we'll let it dry. I'll have to come back and show you what they look like dry. I'll do that. Like that for now. Here's a short clip on dyeing some coffee filters. You can use the dried out filters to make some flowers like we did here, and I will probably end up using the filters as tissue paper to make the luminaries that I would like to make for like a fall type project, even though it is July. Using a half-pint mason jars, I think will look nice. So I had my colorologist make me, using food coloring with a little experimentation. We've got a like a dark orangey reddy brown here, and then a goldy orangey here. So the way that I did this with the others is we just I think I just did all these bowls. Yeah, I did all of them at once, didn't I? So we'll just do all of them at once. We'll just throw them all in there. They are coffee filters. They get wet very fast. So here we go. See this? And they dry. There we go. So one cost coffee filter. It's here. I can feel it. Anyway, I'll get that apart later. And missing the bees, of course. There we go. That one was easy. I think this one's sticking together. And we're going to move into this one. These, and I'm putting everything on wax paper, and hope I'm not, well, I don't really. Oh, nice. This would make nice chrysanthemums. Ooh, if you did one of each color, layer them. Yeah, I might have to do more of these. 1, 2, 3, and then that's 3, 4. Just lay them out so they're not too wrinkled when they dry. And they dry. They'll dry overnight. They're pretty fast, even stacked up. Okay, like that. And then we have this flower that I did not like. So I think what I want to do is put the light color in the front. Kind of do it like that. And then the dark color on the back end where the stapler is. Ooh. And it will soak down and be like a marbled two-tone. Although I wasn't crazy about the way this flower came out, I'm probably gonna like the colors pretty well. And just let it dry upside down, and tomorrow will surprise you. I hope you have fun with this. It's good for, I mean, you can do this with your kids. Just again, and you know, I'd probably supervise. I don't know if I'd let my kids like wing around with food coloring and coffee filters, but have a good day. We'll see you again soon. Bye.